Ladies and gentlemen, Top Tier has arrived. We are here reviewing Prototype 2. We're going to have some gameplay in the background while we discuss our thoughts and opinions on the game. So, when you first saw this game, what did you really think once we really got into it?
Well, one thing that I looked forward to was the experience of Prototype 1. The open world, the amount of destruction in the game was awesome. And I was really hoping that would represent itself in a new sort of flashier type of way. Like I said, I had a lot of high hopes for this game because they knew that they would have to bring a lot to the table, that a lot of people would be comparing this game to Infamous 2. Like I said, I don't really think that it really delivered as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I agree. I saw this game, I was playing it, I was going around consuming, doing the usual Prototype thing, and it just felt like Prototype 1. It didn't feel like a new game. It just felt like a different character skin in the same game with a few different cutscenes. That's really all it felt like to me.
Yeah.
You have one or two new powers, but it's not really enough to really say they innovated or really advanced the title at all.
No, that's definitely the case. Even the flow of the gameplay seems pretty much the same, because in the first one, you went a lot of like, all right, now let's do this open world mission where we have to seek out and find somebody. Okay, we need some more information, so let's go back into their base and let's retrieve some information. Okay, now we've got the information, now let's go seek it out. And it really follows that same gameplay pattern up until you have to fight a boss.
Yeah.
And then it recycles.
Yeah, and it has that same flow, and you even acquire powers in the same way. Oh, here's a brute. Okay, let's kill it, let's consume it, and then we get our claws. And then, oh, here's a juggernaut with shields, and then you kill it and consume it, and you get that. And it's really the same flow and it's the same pace, and it doesn't. Another thing is, it didn't really feel like that open of a world to me because of how few extra things there were to do. I mean, there's a few collectibles around here and there, but mostly it's just the main story missions and then some challenges which don't really add to the story or mean anything at all.
Yeah, though, as far as some decent aspects of the game, like I said, I do like the fact that they upped the carnage level in the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
especially the tendrils weapon. That's definitely an improvement, especially how it really leaves an area feeling destroyed, rather than just a bunch of dead models lying around.
But another aspect about this game that I really didn't like is a lot of the collision looks really messy. A lot of the textures in this game also look very undone.
Well, yeah, you see the black hole attack from the tendril weapons fairly early in the game, and it looks really cheesy. Like the model is pretty awful.
Yeah,
and if you look at the game, you can see the game in the background. They barely improved the texturation, and all the models look pretty much the same. I mean, if you look at Infamous to Infamous 2, the graphics improved hugely. The models all looked way better. The textures looked way better. This game just looks the same.
And even the problem that I really have with this game is that Infamous 1 still looks better than this game.
yeah, it does. I mean, maybe the faces will look a little worse, but other than that, most things look about the same, if not a little better.
Yeah.
Now, the gameplay is still fairly solid because it's Prototype 1's gameplay, which was fairly solid. But like I was saying before, they didn't add anything, so I didn't really feel this was worth the price tag of $60 for a new game, because it wasn't a new game.
Yeah, if anybody's actually looking to go out to buy this, I would definitely say wait till the price tag goes down to $20-$25. That's if you're really curious and are really interested about the game.
Yeah, that's if you're invested in the story.
Yeah.
Even then, still wait.
Exactly.
Because you're not getting anything new here. It's just continuing the narrative. And
now, I'm sorry. Now there are some people that will just be interested in that. They liked Prototype 1 so much that they just want to continue. They want that same experience. Sort of like how in certain RPGs you get a sequel and you just get sort of the same thing with a continued story because that's what people wanted. Now, if that's what you want, then you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever. Because you're definitely getting that same feel with a continued story. But when it does come to the story, I feel like the story is sort of the same too. It's like now we just have a different person who has some different emotions. It is a different character, you know what I mean? Because they really play up the whole black guy thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the story that surrounds everything is really the same. The whole Blackwater, scientists, a neglected government, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, it just feels like a rehash of the first game. Going back to the mechanics for a second, now you said in certain RPGs you'll get the same thing with a continued story. That may be what people want. They may have liked that gameplay, but you can still refine and add to it. Like, if you look at Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 3, I mean, say what you will about Mass Effect 3's ending, I know the whole controversy there, but the gameplay was just a huge step up. It was just, it felt the same, but it felt better in pretty much every way.
Yeah, they actually made improvements on that.
Yeah. I don't see why they couldn't do that here, especially since that was mainly what they were focusing on with all of their developer commentaries and things like that. They kept talking about the tendril weapon, but that's pretty much the only thing I saw that was new. That's about it.
Well, I will have to admit that what I did like about this game, other than the first one, they got really down to business sort of right away with this game. Prototype 1, it sort of took a little bit.
Yeah, that is true.
But with this game, you started getting shot at and helicopters coming in and people throwing missiles and rockets at you right away. You know, we got right down to business. Though you do have to go through a brief walkthrough where the main character sort of runs towards Alex Mercer. It's really funny. Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, it's pretty hilariously bad because what happens is he's chasing Alex Mercer, but he's like jogging after him. Like, he's not hurt. He's not injured in any way. He's fully capable of running. He's just not. I don't know why. He just isn't doing it. And Alex Mercer's walking away. He's not using any of his powers. He's just walking.
Walking away faster than you're jogging at him. But anyway.
Yeah, and it's like, this doesn't really get the feel across of a guy with murderous intent on his mind. I mean, once he gets there, he starts stabbing the shit out of him, but it really doesn't get that feeling across to me.
No. And the thing about this game is some of the voice acting is also pretty bad.
Yeah, that is
in my
true.
opinion.
Especially Father Guerra, I really didn't.
Yeah,
that was pretty terrible. Some of the Blackwatch characters, especially like the higher ups, they have fairly good voice acting, and Mercer really pulled out all the stops this game.
Yeah, I was really
give it that. The main character, he's all right. He's passable. He's meant to be kind of blank slatey. I mean, because you're not really supposed to connect with a character like this, or if you are, they really failed because I mean, you're a murderous monster that slaughters entire city blocks in 2 seconds.
That's another thing we were talking about, is the fact that in this game, you're the guy that you're supposed to be playing is supposed to be an ex-family man, also in the ex-military. He's supposed to be a good guy, but you're going around, you're supposed to be consuming random people and civilians and soldiers, and who cares what they did or done, you just murder them relentlessly. You're supposed to be a good guy, and it did the same thing that number 1 did.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a good guy, but you're not.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to sympathize with this guy, but you're going around destroying everything in sight. It's like, why do I care about you? You're just either bipolar or psycho. I don't even understand why they would even play that up. I mean, if they just took the God of War route and they just said, no, he's just a dick, he just kills things, I could accept that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fit at all.
No, it doesn't. Well, so now that they've heard what our opinion is about this game, where would you rate it?
Well, I wasn't really that invested in Prototype 1's story, and the gameplay was good, but I expect a little more. So if I saw it in the bargain bin, I'd pick it up, but that's pretty much it for me.
And I'd have to say the same goes for me. I actually really liked Prototype 1 more than Infamous 1, mainly just because of the carnage level, and I saw so much potential in it, and I really thought that this would be a foothold to sort of step them up to the next game when they make a sequel, and it didn't go anywhere. And that really disappointed me, so I'm definitely going with bargain bin.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed it. There are more to come soon, and this is Top Tier, signing out.